You have no idea how addicting this series is. I'm so excited to have purchased this volume. This is the second volume in the SAGA hardcover format. This collects issues 19 through 36. And I think after this hardcover, there's one more trade paperback, and that collects up to the most recent issue of Saga, because there's been a couple of months where they haven't released an issue, and I think they're going to release one in the next 1 or 2 months. So, book 2, just as strong as the first, if not stronger. I love this book so much because, as wild and outlandish as it is, there's so much for people to relate to. As alien as the characters are, they're still human. There's a line in this book that Hazel says, where she says, no matter how different we are, we're all alike. That's a completely summarized version of what she said, but that line really stuck with me. Hazel's a really interesting character. Brian K. Vaughan and Fiona Staples' work just gets stronger. The difference between this volume and the second one is that Fiona Staples gets the first credit on this book instead of Brian K. Vaughan, which I respect. It highlights the artist. This book could not have been done by any other team. The two complement each other perfectly, and the run just keeps on getting better and better. So, like the first hardcover volume, this cover has Hazel on it. Instead, she gets older. You get to witness her from her birth all the way to... You're going to follow her life for a while, as long as they do this book. So, again, simple purple spine, Saga, Brian K. Vaughan, Fiona Staples. And like the first volume, this book is $49.99, but definitely check it out online because it's going to be significantly cheaper. The inside of this volume is a light orange. So, I read this book in a very short amount of time because the series is so addicting. If you've read Saga before, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, you are going to be in for an extremely fun ride. This book has everything you can imagine, everything you would ever want out of a story. It's funny, it's charming, it throws so many curveballs. You can never predict where this story is going to go. There's so many likable characters. It's Star Wars mixed with Game of Thrones and a lot of Romeo and Juliet. It's a very Shakespearean story. Many people want this to be a TV show or a movie, but Brian K. Vaughan himself said when he's working on a book, he always considers the format that it's going to be in. He doesn't go in saying, this can be adapted for anything. He thinks, if this is going to be a comic book, then it should stay that way, and he's going to take advantage of everything the medium has to offer. That's why Saga, unlike other works that he's done, like Why the Last Man, is going to be pretty difficult to work into a TV show or a movie. And even if they do, it's still not going to be as great as the original story. So, the story gets so much more complex in this book. It jumps around a lot more than the first 18 issues. You get to see Hazel grow up, and then there's so many twists and turns throughout this entire book. I don't want to ruin anything for people who haven't read it or haven't gotten this far yet, but I highly recommend that you go check this out. Again, Saga Volume 2, highly recommend both volumes. Like I said before, there's one more trade paperback after this that collects the most recent issues, and then you're going to have to wait until the single issues come out or until they collect the next hardcover in the next couple of years. So if you like this video, be sure to find the channel on Twitter at AwesomeHeralds. like, share, and subscribe. And if you have any comments about suggestions that you want to see in the future, be sure to leave those. And thanks for watching.